Cherie Hanson here. I had a very interesting stroll around the block of logic with my mind today. These things just sort of come to me if I slow down, sit down, and am not focused on moving objects around in my environment. Just let me stay in cleaning mode. I'll never have a higher thought. I call it scrubbing the kettle, the cauldron. Instead of using the cauldron to make magic, I'm just scrubbing it with sand, trying to get it pristine. So, I wanted to talk to you today about codependence. We all love codependence. It's something that's so amazing. It gives you an instant hit to walk out into the world, to find broken people or hurt people or addicted people or people who need help. And for me, I would immediately want to collect them. Yes. It's the old thing of this man is broken enough, I can bring him home and then I can feel powerful. Because when I stand back to back with him spiritually, he's so much smaller than I am. And that's the old fear of masculine energy hurting me from my childhood surfacing again. And I think we really need to face the fact that being codependent is very attractive. It really is. There's a lot of change in our culture. And one of the things that happened for quite a while was the commercials that were coming out that showed men as idiots. They couldn't understand things, or they had no finesse of the mind, they had no substance, and they were using that to sell products. And I found it disturbing because what I do in my practice is anytime somebody is being put down, I don't care if it's a man or a woman or tall people or heavy people or people from another nationality, I immediately understand that what we're working on is the emptiness inside. If I lack deep love for who I am, if I lack self-esteem and self-confidence, what I will do is I will go out into the world and find someone that I am better than. And so what we do is we keep the duality reality, we keep the 3D, I'm thinking about the troll mines under the mountain, where you're slave and you're just moving ore from one place to another to serve the master. Spiritually, that's where we get to reside, is in darkness and flames, and in a sense that there's something wrong with us. And because there's something wrong with me, I have to find someone who is so shattered and so broken that I feel better about myself. And I got that lesson when I was growing up because my mother taught me that women are good. You're a good woman if you are codependent. It's part of joining the sorority. You get your badge, you get your pin. If you can get somebody that you're constantly putting up like the center post in a tent the thing that's going to hold this whole thing together is the partner's brokenness. Yes, that's the story that I was given, handed down on stone tablets from my great-grandmother to my grandmother to my mother, and goes through the family. And so I was thinking about when we don't really honestly feel settled, secure, powerful in ourselves, we're constantly looking for ways to make ourselves feel better. And the best way to do that is to find a target for your disdain. Find a broken person to, I was thinking, when I was looking at this, I was thinking, it's like you have a defibrillator in your house, and this person's heart only works for a certain amount of time. And then you're going to have to be heroic and jumpstart their heart again. Oh, I'm needed. Look at that. That person's can't even function if I'm not here. And so I thought, how can we change this cycle of rewards we get? The chemical shower of happiness that comes with having somebody who constantly needs to have their arm sewn back on, or their heart restarted, or you give them $100, they'll come home $200 in debt. Don't you just love that? Yeah, makes me feel so much better about myself. So what I often think of when I think of courting, I don't know if you're aware of that terminology. Courting is when we attach to another person, and it's seen as this long rope of light, and we attach it to a person, and we use their energy. We vampire on it. One of the things that my mother would always do when she talked to me on the phone was she wanted to find out exactly how tragic my life was. She wanted to know how I was broken, what I was failing at, what I was wearing as my sackcloth and ashes. Oh dear, this kind of thing. And you could just feel that she wanted to get her vitality from my victim story. So we come back to the issue of how do we break that cycle? We break that cycle if we, and I saw this metaphor, it's like a gas hose. It's like you go to the gas station and you have the hose and you put it in the tank and you fill it up. But when you're codependent, what you're doing is siphoning gas out of somebody else's vehicle. And you're doing it while saying to the world, see that? I'm helping them. It's like, I'm not taking gas out of their car. I'm not purposefully destroying their ego so I can take care of them. I guess it's kind of the Munchausen effect. Poor, broken, sick, whatever. So I thought, how can you get rid of all of these thought habits? How can you get rid of this cycle of reward for an activity? And I thought, what if we could be codependent for our future self? And that's what came to me. who I'm going to be in 3 months. How can I focus on this? How can I be a caretaker for this shimmering manifestation of who I'm becoming? So I think of, all right, who do I want to be in 3 months? Who do I want to be in 6 months? Who do I want to be in a year? And take all of that energy that we are sending out to people around us that aren't going to get better, that are not interested in healing, that are enjoying the ping pong game of me taking care of you, and I love the fact you're broken, but I don't really, I'm just such a good person. Just break the game open and look at your future self and go, I'm going to take all these skills I have of nurture, my skills of power and intrusion, of decision making for another being, and use them for my future self. Hey, that's what I thought about today. So I know I just have to thank you for following the fascinating spin wheel of my mind as I go through these things. So we come back to now. We come back with the breath to now, this body, this time. And if we have the urge to be a caretaker, we can use that on this strong, vibrant, grounded, substantial, and wise person that we will be in the future. So think about that. I don't know. Does that work for you? It worked for me. So every single time I see myself having the urge to be codependent, I take the hose out of the gas tank of somebody else's vehicle and metaphorically see myself doing that for my future vehicle. How cool is that? I do really, really appreciate your subscribing, your commenting, your thumbs up. This is good. We are working together to get messages out to help people be codependent for their future glorious becoming self. We're all working on this together. This is a team effort. And thank you for subscribing and being part of the team for leading people out of the mines of Mordor and just come up into the meadow, and where the flowers are blooming. And this is a place of peace and beauty and calm. We're on this path. This is our goal. This is what we're focused on. And I am really finding it a great time to do readings or coaching for people, because a lot of people have come to the end of the line. They're in a place where the way that they were doing things before, it wasn't working, but now they know it isn't working. Don't you hate that? It's like turning a light switch on and there's no light bulb. And then all of a sudden, after 3 months, you're going, wait a minute, when I turn that switch on, there's no light. I need to put a bulb in there. So we're getting there, and more people are getting there. And you have a choice. When you're sick and tired of the way you have been doing things, that's good, because now you can start to make the changes, your mind habits, your physical habits, to come to a place where you are no longer sick and tired. You are in the now, you're trusting, you know the universe loves you, and you're just excited. Yes. I want to say, as I always do, and I mean it so much, I really appreciate you. Thank you.